Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the broadcast. Well, I've got one rather creepy interactive map that I want you guys to see, and one, by the way, that I haven't really heard a lot of people talking about. And the other creepy aspect to this map is that it was created, by the global elite, those who are kind of up in charge at the very, very top, the 1% here. But this particular map reveals the future of the United States of America and how our cities will literally be transformed as a result of this climate change that is going on in society. Well, let's start first with where I found it. And this is on Wired.com, a very leftist news source, by the way, which says a lot. But here it is. And it states this. This scary map shows how climate change will transform your city. Click on your city and the map will pinpoint a modern analog city that matches what your climate will look like in the year 2080. And the results are startling, because they've been so accurate through the years. I guess this is just next in their line of predictions, but we're talking about the year 2080. Now, personally, I don't agree with this interactive map. I don't see those things happening in the future. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. But here's their predictions for, 2080. But let me give you an idea of kind of what this map is all about and what it does. And on that same Wired article, here's what it says. It says this new interactive map is perhaps one of the best, in their opinion, visualizations yet of how climate change will transform America. Click on your city and it's going to pinpoint a modern analog city that matches your climate change and what it's going to be like in 2080. Now, this was created by Matt Fitzpatrick. He's the lead author of a new paper in Nature Communications describing the system, right? Fitzpatrick looked at over 540 urban areas in North America, and he used three separate primary data sets. One captured the current climate conditions, averages between 1960 and 1990. The second contained projections of future climates, right? And the third provided historic climate variability from year to year, taken from the NOAA weather records. But that's kind of the guy who put this together. Now, here is the interactive map. So you can see it. I'm going to blow this out a little bit, but it's got, little purple dots, different cities, and it's these purple cities and dots that you can kind of scroll over. Let me give you an example right here. I'm going to start with Phoenix, since I'm from that area. And if you click on Phoenix, it says Phoenix climate in 2080 will feel most like today's climate near Esperanza, Mexico. And you can see Esperanza, Mexico here and kind of what the weather is. If we go up a little bit more, say, let's head on over to Dallas, and they say Dallas, right? Fort Worth area, their climate in 2080 is going to feel most like today's climate near Estella, Louisiana there. And you can see there's all kinds of different ones here. Let's go up to the north here, Chicago area. They say Chicago is going to feel like Lansing, Kansas there. And all of these have different ones. You can see each one kind of takes a leap to get warmer and warmer and warmer. So there's obviously a pattern here. But you can see it's creepy because they've already determined and decided based off of 50 some odd years from now, a little over 50 years. So to 2023, 50, 73, 55, 7 some odd years from now, that these are going to be the climates of these areas. Now, like I said, I don't believe this is necessarily accurate in my opinion, but of course the authors will disagree with me highly. And I've got my reasons for that. But what else they say about this in that same Wired article is this here, and I want to kind of read this part to you. It says, another major consideration is water. Many urban areas are going to get drier, but others may see their total precipitation remain unchanged. However, the patterns of rainfall could change to all fall in the winter, for instance. So even though it's getting the same amount, that could have really large implications for places that aren't used to having an extended summer drought or what have you, says Fitzpatrick. He goes on to explain this as the climate changes, so will the makeup of the local ecosystems. Like pests, right? Mosquitoes, for example, could boom in your community. Certain plant species might not be able to handle the sudden shift and die out. Humans could adapt to some extent and move, but animals and ecosystems won't be able in the short-term period. So we are pursuing a risky experiment with Earth with partly unknown consequences. And he says that that's his biggest worry. It's not necessarily the direct changes in climate. It's the indirect impacts on on natural and agricultural systems, given the magnitude and rate of those changes. And he goes on to kind of close it down. He goes that he's most frightened about some of the North American cities that he's explored not having a modern equivalent to 2080, which means he doesn't have any assessment to give, and you can't compare it to his climate today. So with that, I've got an entire statement that I want to make on this entire thing, but unfortunately, I cannot do it here on YouTube. As you know, we are censored into oblivion. That is why I am moving the second half of this report, part 2, and that's the part that you're going to want to hear, and that's the part where I'm going to give my opinion on what's truly going on. Get to restrictedrepublic.com right now. Sign up today to hear the later part of this video. I'm going to have part 1 here on YouTube and the entire full thing on restrictedrepublic.com in full. So get over there, use the coupon code Lisa and the number 5 to hear the rest of this report. And trust me, you are going to want to hear my assessment. There is so much more to it. Anyhow, I love all of you. Thanks again for tuning in, and I hope to see you on restrictedrepublic.com.